Hi, and welcome to Simply Happy Conversations. I'm Narelle King, and in today's solo episode, I'll be sharing storage ideas for your life admin. In previous episodes, I've talked about game-changing life admin tools in episode 43, handy hints to go paperless in episode 47, and simple steps to get organised and started on paperwork in episode 19. But today we're talking all about ideas to actually store your life admin. Welcome to Simply Happy Conversations. I'm Narelle King, wellness and organisational coach and yin and nidra yoga instructor. This podcast will help you create more time using organisational strategies so that you can start to simplify your life and prioritise your health. I'll be sharing conversations with other health and organisational experts and solo episodes with tips to help you simplify your life and prioritise your health. Thanks for joining me for today's solo episode. As I stated in the intro, there are definitely some other episodes that you might like to go and check out after listening to this. So today I'm talking about how to store your life admin. So what is life admin? It's that behind the scenes scheduling, booking, shopping, paperwork, digital admin that goes on to keep your whole family or yourself running smoothly. The benefits of having the right storage solutions is it's going to save you time as you'll be able to find your invoices, documents, bills easily without going through either paper piles or piles of emails that you have and trying to sift through those. It's also going to save you money as you won't be forking out on missed appointments or late fees because you're not sure where all those things are and you're missing the due dates. It's also going to reduce the mental load by creating a home for everything to live in. It's easy for you or anyone else in the family to find it. So it's actually going to share the load amongst your whole family as well. It's also going to help you lodge your tax at the end of each financial year. And we've just moved through our financial year here in Australia. So some of you, this may be a great time to be looking at setting up in preparation for 2023. One of the reasons that life admin is so hard to keep organised is it's pretty boring. And who really wants to sit down and tackle paper and digital admin in their spare time? It can be a really overwhelming task if you're not sure where to start and you are looking at piles of paper or you're looking at so many documents in your emails. You also may not be sure what to keep, so therefore you keep everything, which is adding to this problem. There's also sometimes guilt from not lodging your tax return or paying your bills that could be keeping you stuck and paralyzed. But having a streamlined process and organized storage solutions will help you to stay on top of your life admin tasks, but also better prepare you for lodging that tax, paying those bills, and anything else that you need to do that has a time frame that it needs to be done in. Life admin has 3 categories. So this relates to both paper and your digital documents. So I like to separate it into these three categories. So the first one is action items. These are the items that need you to do something. So these are things like paying bills, sending emails, calling someone, placing an order. So they have an action that you require to do. They're obviously a verb. The next one is a quick reference item. These are items that you need to refer back to, but you don't need to action them. So you don't actually need to do anything with them. You just need to have them at hand. You don't want them put away in an archive because you won't be able to go and get them really easily. So these might be things like a party invitation after you've obviously RSVP'd, because the RSVP part would be the action. So it might be move into the action folder first, and then once you've RSVP'd, you can put it into the quick reference so that you've got the address. Maybe you've even added that into your calendar, shared calendar. Another thing could be concert details. You might have the printout of the concert date and the time, and you've kept that then in your quick reference. You don't need to do anything with it just yet until obviously the week or so before the concert. Maybe it's school canteen menus or login details for your kids' school, like a QR code for looking up things on their school portal. It might be contact details and you have that on a piece of paper. It might be like students in their class. It might be specialist referrals. Now that's one that people will get and they maybe have a leeway of 6 months before they actually can get into that referral. So a great place to keep that is in your quick reference. You don't need to action it. Again, it's a bit like that concert ticket, but you need to keep it safe because as it gets closer, then you're going to need to pull it out again. Maybe it's even takeout menus. I know most people use it online, but there's still people who really enjoy having that physical one and they can then go and refer to it. So this would all be under the category of quick reference. Now, the third and final category is our archive items. So these are items that don't require any action, but you need to refer to them maybe in the future, like a lot further down in the future. And they're things like your superannuation policy, your insurance policy, your will. Maybe it's qualifications, copies of your qualification certificates, passports, medical reports, building permits, rental documents, and the list goes on. Some of those, so one of those in particular, sometimes I will place that in quick reference. So if someone has a long-standing medical condition and they're seeing the doctors regularly, maybe it's even NDIS participants and they need to have their documents and their reports close at hand and they need to take them to the actual appointments, then I would set up a separate file and I would have that in your quick reference. But otherwise, if it's just really, past that year, I would have them archived in the archive section of your storage solutions. So now let's move on to what we're going to actually store the action, quick reference, and archive items. So I've actually written a blog post, which I'll also link to on Howard Storage. So it is talking about some of their storage solutions, but I also have other ones that I do use with clients as well. So the best way to store your action and quick reference items is vertically and placing them in some sort of clear plastic folder that's inside a magazine holder of some kind. Howard's has a Mimi pantry container and you could place it in there. You could use Kmart, Officeworks if you're here in Australia and they have great magazine holders, but you're looking for something that's holding them so they're sitting up vertically. Then I would be placing some sort of clear folder that contains those documents together. So you might have the documents for actions together, and then you might have a separate magazine holder for your quick reference, or you may have them together. So you could have them separated within a folder, but inside the one magazine container. You can get these magazine holders anywhere, but don't let this stop you from getting started. You can also make your own just from a little cardboard box. Cut it out on a diagonal shape and you could use that just to store those vertical files. The reason we don't want them to be horizontal is it's encouraging us to then create paper clutter, so piles of paper. Whereas if we set it up vertically, that's going to help eliminate that problem. Now, the next thing that we need to be able to store is obviously our archives. Now, one of my favorite products that I love to use with clients is a clear storage box that has a flash lid, and you can have your suspension folders in there and it's within a box. It means that you can actually move it around. It is easier to see, it's lightweight, and things can be stacked on top. And if you've got lovely handles at the side, it just makes it easy to actually move around and to pick up and carry around. It could be just stored on the bottom of a cupboard or under a desk. Howard's has a clear filing box with the lid, and Officeworks here in Australia has another one. Then you just purchase also the suspension files that you can place in there, color code them if you need to. I really don't like the whole filing cabinet, 3 drawers. Unless you've got a big business and you really need to keep paperwork, it's just encouraging us to keep more than we actually probably need to. So I really welcome that small saving storage option for your archives in one of those boxes. Now, the next thing is when you're obviously working through your paperwork, you can find things that are memories and sentimental items. Generally, people have them maybe filed in their archives. We could actually have a separate box for these. Again, you could separate them, which I have done in the past with clients, in a suspension file because it was like allocated for each child and it was their artwork that was kept. Or it could be just in a box, a clear box so you can see inside it, but it's also going to protect it from dust and anything else if you're going to be storing it out in a garage or a shed. So just make sure that this container that you're using is made of like high grade durable plastic. It's great if it can be stacked as well. And maybe you might even have one for each person within the home. It's just a really great option for long-term storage, depending where you're going to be keeping it. So when the paperwork comes into your home, we need to have a designated spot. I like to call this place the inbox, to place all the mail, paperwork that comes into your home to help keep it all together, because I've been to clients' homes in the past where there's paperwork everywhere, all over the place. Whereas if we have one place, we don't need to even necessarily open it straight away. We just need one spot where we're going to place it. It's great to have some sort of container that it can just be placed into and everyone knows where it is. And then when you have the time or you've set aside a particular time, you can then sit down and open it and work out whether it's an action, a quick reference, or it's an archive item, or maybe it's even just going straight in the recycling. It's not something that you actually need to keep. But this is actually the first step in streamlining your life admin process, is having that designated place to bring all of the paper that comes into your home. Obviously, you have an inbox that comes in for your emails. It's just like that. So think of it like that, a designated spot, and that's where everything will go. Another great way is to place keys, phones, wallets, bags, shoes, jackets at this same spot where the inbox is. Just think about the size of it. I'd prefer an A4 size because then you can fit anything that maybe comes from school that doesn't want to be folded, as well as envelopes, any bigger sort of sized envelopes. And you can try and match it to the decor you've got. There's some beautiful ones out there. Howard's has a beautiful one from the Home Edit, and these are like wooden looking ones that are natural or black finish. I've seen them everywhere now. Lots of the stationery places will have an A4 sized inbox solution for you. You could even have it with a lid if you wanted, as long as it's easy to get to. We want to make sure that in one movement we can lift the lid and place things in it. So generally I try to avoid putting lids on things like that because it means that people will stack things on top of it, and we don't want that. We want it to be easy to access. So staying on top of your life admin with a streamlined process and simple storage solutions, like I've shared today, will help save you time, money, and help you be better prepared to do those tasks as they come up, like logging into your tax at the end of financial year. So I hope by sharing these storage ideas, you can get started today with organising your paperwork. If you'd like more help to set up your own streamlined process, then check out the Clutter to Calm course. It's a system that can help you with both your paper and digital files so that you're able to keep them organised with little work at all, as well as helping you to maintain this. So in this course, I break down these and I have videos showing you all of these examples and really walking through this whole process with you step by step with some beautiful flow charts that make it even easier as well. Thanks for listening to Simply Happy Conversations. Thank you so much for joining me for today's Simply Happy conversation. If you'd like to reduce your paper and digital clutter and free yourself from the overwhelm of clutter so that you can claim back time and space to enjoy the things you love, head over to simplyhappy.com.au in the resource section and grab the declutter checklist and start to reduce your clutter even with small amounts of time.